What's up everyone? Today I've got another coffee review for you, and this one is from Black Oak Coffee Roasters out of Ukiah, California. And it is the Micro-Lot Quebradón de Colombia. And I was quite impressed. This is one of two coffees that Black Oak Coffee was kind enough to send me. And this was actually my second favorite of the two, but I still really enjoyed it. And without further ado, why don't we take a look at the beans, which are the Caturra variety. Still smells great after all this time has passed. So these are pretty tiny beans here, and you can see that they're pretty light roasts. Some might call this medium light. So the name Quebradón, I think literally translates into like big break, according to my Spanish vocab. But what Quebradón refers to is about 20 producers in the Huila department. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And they're specifically in the Palestina Municipality, which is one of the most, well, at least the Huila department is one of the most famous coffee growing regions in the world. Colombia, according to Black Oak Coffee Roasters, and I didn't know this, they were actually the first coffee producing country to label their bags with the single origins of Colombia as where the coffee came from. So back then it was more like coffee was associated with a brand versus a country. So Colombia took the lead in terms of single origin coffees, and this is, like I said, a really good one that was produced by multiple producers. This is a washed coffee, so it isn't dried out in the sun like the natural process, where the coffee cherry falls off the bean from just drying out in the sun. Instead, by being submerged in water, this is how the coffee is produced. As far as tasting notes go, I picked up something that was mostly lemon, so it was a brightness, but it also had a milk chocolate taste to it. An interesting undertone in there was this kind of nutty undertone that I was frequently picking up. I brewed this as cold brew, I brewed it as espresso, V60, so I got to hop around with a lot of different brewing methods, and it was pretty consistent flavor-wise from brew method to brew method. The flavor notes that Black Oak puts here on the bag are melon, white grape, and cane sugar. Can't say that I really tasted any of that. I guess if white grape means a green grape, I don't really know what a white grape is, to be honest. I mean, Black Oak comes from a pretty wine dominant region in Ukiah, and I think maybe they're more familiar with various grape types than I am, but this was mostly a brightness that I would just simply describe as lemon. And maybe the color yellow had something to do with that. Maybe it had a little psychological effect on me, but in any case, that was one of the dominant flavors I was picking up. The coffee is grown, I believe, at about 1,500 roughly meters above sea level. They didn't really have that information on the bag or the website. When I looked up the Palestina Municipality, I saw via Wikipedia that it was about 5,000 feet above sea level in terms of elevation. So just did the conversion, and that's what I'm guessing here. But again, we've got about 20 different producers, so it's going to be various growing elevations. So, oh, and a fun fact that I also picked up from Wikipedia was that the airport in Palestina is actually known as Aeropuerto Internacional del Café, or de Café, and I found that to be pretty funny. So this is really a heavily I mean, this is a region that is known for its coffee, as I mentioned earlier. Originally, they actually, and this is another fact I picked up from Black Oak, originally they grew rubber in the early 1900s, and then they switched to coffee because the international market no longer demanded rubber as much. So some fun facts there for you. Overall, I would say that this was a solid Colombian coffee. I'm more partial to African coffees. I just tend to prefer them because they have more of this natural sweetness, in my opinion. I'm not necessarily after acidic, really sharp flavor notes, and this does definitely have that, but I would actually describe it as more of a sweet lemon. And what I thought was really unique about it were those nutty undertones that it had. Also, strangely, it had this raspberry aroma to it. So, a pretty solid option. Get it while you can. I know it's limited availability and limited time, as coffee tends to be. But I imagine it will come back around again next year. This was picked up, let's see, late summer. So I know it's still available online at the time that I did this video, October 2nd, or wait, no, it's October 3rd, 2016. So I'll try and get this review up sooner than later so you can grab this bag if you want. So there you go. Once again, Black Oak Coffee Roasters, and that is the Quebradón from Colombia, and it's a good one.